Hi Scorpio, welcome to April 2019. This is a very karmic month, and that's because your avatar Pluto in Capricorn and Saturn in Capricorn are coupled with the South Node opposing the North Node in Cancer. The North Node is the direction of life we're to go in. The South Node is where we're to travel no more. For you, this is about how you think, how you communicate. Pluto has been working you over in this area since 2008. Saturn is now in here and has been in here since the end of 2017. So Saturn is asking for you to build new structures in your life, particularly around communication, thought patterns, thought processes, your style of speaking, how you listen. And it's like not overnight kind of thing. With Saturn and Pluto like this, it's not sudden or without warning. It's inherent in the situation. It's like the inevitable conclusion to a situation. So it's an old order will cease to give birth to the new life. So this is about you redefining how you think and how you communicate with yourself and others. This is a month for you to revise your wealth management plan. Not very exciting, but necessary. And your superpower, you have this superpower going on here where you can manifest what you love and value. It needs to be something that's correct for you or right for you, says Saturn. Saturn is doling out the karma for all of us. Wherever he is in our charts is where we're getting the whack. Whack, whack. And so it's very important to pay close attention and observe the events that are happening for you in April. Now, things haven't been happening fast enough for anybody because we have been in a 9-week cycle of Mercury in Pisces and Mercury retrograde for the entire month of March. And Mercury will not be out of Pisces until April 17th. So Mercury rules currency, Mercury rules commerce, Mercury rules trade, Mercury rules business, communication. So with him in a water sign, when he rules air and earth, is challenging enough. It's very important that you're being honest with yourself and not in a hurry for whatever you want, whatever it is. Pluto is coupled with that South Node exact on the 4th. A very karmic time for all of us. And I've said this in the year ahead, and I've been saying it all the months, that the choices we're making here in 2019 is setting the foundation for the next 20 years. And April is a particularly karmic time because Saturn and Pluto are forming a grand challenge to both moons. The Aries new moon on the 5th and the Libra full moon on the 19th. And this is very challenging. The good news is, Scorpio, in May, when you have your full moon, they're trining you. They're in positive energy flow with you. May is going to be a much easier month for all of us because Saturn and Pluto will have pulled off and they're in harmony with the Taurus new moon and they're in harmony with the Scorpio full moon. Now, I love the Aries new moon because it's spring in the Northern Hemisphere. It's about new beginnings, new starts, and, being brave and courageous and going after what we want. But we're being hammered by Saturn and Pluto at this moon. So it's like false starts, delays, setbacks for everybody. Now, you can be a rock star at work with this new moon. You could find that people are really looking to you and that you're actually very popular at work and people want your attention. And that's really amazing. And the sun will be exactly challenged by Pluto on the 13th. You want to stay out of power struggles. because, and that can even be with yourself. Like you can be fighting with yourself in your own head because of this Saturn. You know, when Saturn's in this part of our chart, he is sextiling you. However, he's moving to the bottom of the chart, which means you're in a time where you're closing out things. You're redefining. When he was in Scorpio, you were redefining who you were. Then when he was in Sagittarius, he was redefining what you love and value. Now in Capricorn, he's redefining your brain, how your brain works. And that's, you know, that's challenging, because even though it's like it's the most harmless place you can have Saturn in your chart. But it's just like if you want things to happen faster, it may not be happening. And another thing too is everybody's on their own timeline. So you've got your timeline and you want something to happen, but when it comes to other people or other situations, they're on different timelines. So it's very important to stay objective and not take it personal. And it's very hard for water signs not to do that. Well, for all of us, but particularly the Scorpios. And so you want to use your power for good. And you want to be using that power to help yourself so that you can be available for others, so that others who are looking to you for support or leadership, which they will be this month, particularly at work, that you are available, that you're not, you know, off in your mind somewhere in some battle that you're working through, that you're actually able to lead at this time. Mercury enters Aries on the 17th. This is good. And then the Libra full moon is on the 19th. And this is a very challenging moon because Saturn and Pluto are squaring both lights and opposing the North Node, which is squaring both lights, the sun and the moon. So we're going to see a lot of power struggles going on in the world. We're going to see things brought to, like at work, you could find that there's some crisis going on or some situation where things come to a head. And that's where they're going to be looking to you to save the day. Like you have this magic power. But if you're looking at the glass half full or you're only focused on the negative, then you're not going to see how the universe can channel through you in the 11th hour to save the day, where you are going to be called to save the day. And you're going to be called like to be the hero this month, where you can just come in and just fix things, because it is intense in here this month. And you know, especially with this Aries energy where people want things to move fast and want things to happen. You're not the only sign that's frustrated with this slowdown, with this Mercury retrograde in Pisces. And so you're going to find that other people are like, can you help us? Can you fix this? Can you save this? And you're going to be like, you know what? I can. Let me do this. And it's so cathartic for you because you're going to forget yourself and you're going to dive in and you're going to solve the problem and save the day. So I see heroism in here with you. And then it's going to like amaze you, because then you're going to be like, whoa. So if I just forget myself and serve others, or forget myself and show up, I can affect positive change in the world. I can make things happen. And then you're going to see the payback here in April, and particularly in May, when the tables move towards you. The cards, the stars are moving towards you. And it's going to be amazing. Now, this is also a good time for you to set your goals. Set your goals. What do you want to achieve here in the spring or fall, depending on where you are? What do you want to achieve for the rest of this year? Where do you want to be in a year from now? Those are the goals. Another good thing here too is Jupiter is sextile the Libra moon and trine the sun in the area of what you love and value, your money, your earning ability, your talent, your gifts, your self-worth, self-respect, self-appreciation. So there's a payday coming in here for you. And whatever you're doing, it's going to bear fruit. You're going to see the fruit of your labor. It may not be overnight because we're talking Saturn is involved. However, it's on the way and it will come in by the Libra full moon, by the latter part of April, and then in May, your full moon, Saturn and Pluto are trining your full moon. So you're being rewarded when the moon gets to Scorpio and the sun is in Taurus, because they're also in harmony with Saturn and Pluto will be sextile the Scorpio full moon, trining the sun in Taurus, and also trining the new moon in Taurus. And this is where you're going to be getting the payoff for all the work you've been doing this year that's leading up. I've got to get to the hairdresser so I can cut my bangs. So that you can get to to that place where you are seeing the reward of your effort. And I know it can feel at times like you're just spinning your wheels, you're not getting anywhere, or nobody's listening, or you're just doing the dog paddle through the water. Okay, that's the Saturn in Capricorn. That will shift. That will change. And you are building new structures in your life. You are building the new life. And the pay is coming. Like the payday is on the way. And this is a good time for you to, look at your investments, look at where your money's going, look at where you're spending money, look at where, this is a good time to do your accounting, or get with a bookkeeper and do the analysis of your money. But I see money coming in here for you, big time. And it has to do with being a force for good in the world, and being patient, and really focusing on what it is that you love and value now, like really aligning with your core values. So, like for me, it's freedom, and I love to teach. So we want to think about what do you want in your life? What do you want your life to be like? Do you want more freedom? Do you want more adventure? Do you want more security? What is it that you're craving at this time? It's very important to be listening to what you love and value. With Jupiter here, and Jupiter is rewarding you at this full moon in Libra. But you have to be honest with yourself, like, okay, what is it that I really want? I thought I wanted this, but do I still want it? Or I thought this was important to me. Is it still important to me? This is the time for you to do that self, what is that saying? Come to Jesus? We just like really, okay, what is it that I really want? And write it all down. Write it down. This is a good time for you to be a writer. And this is a good time for you to, keep a journal and write your thoughts down, because you could do so much cathartic work with yourself by just allowing yourself to not judge, not be perfect, but just put it on paper, or put it on the notebook computer, put it on, wherever you type or write, and just put it out there. Let it come out and out so that you can have a dialogue with yourself to see where you're really at. Like, what do I love now? Because your superpower is you can manifest what it is you really love and value. You have this superpower. And you can manifest what you love and value. Absolutely. And you have the power, this magic power, to be the hero at work, to be a complete rock star at work, which is going to pay dividends in the weeks and months ahead. The payback will come back tenfold because that's Saturn going, hey, you get it. You understand. Here's the reward. And I'm going to give it to you in a gradual, wealth-building, stabilizing, new foundation way that can last for the next 20 years because that's what we're building right now. Then the sun enters Taurus on the 20th, your sister sign. I mean, actually, it's your opposite sign. I'm trying. And so this is where the sun comes above the horizon now, which is climbing to the top of the chart and bringing light to you. So now you're at your half birthday, Scorpio. You're at that mark where it's time to reflect on what you set your intention for late October or November. The Scorpio babies that were born either in October or November, you're coming up on your half birthday here. What is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you want to see happen? And again, it's not just your timeline. It's my timeline. It's everyone's timeline. We're all on different timelines with Saturn. Venus enters Aries on the 20th, and then we have Happy Easter here in the States on the 21st, and we have glorious Earth Day on the 22nd. Now the sun will couple with Uranus on the 22nd, and that can be where something's brought to your attention, and it can be abrupt because that's Uranus. Uranus is just like, hey, it's in your face. It can be with a partner, it can be with someone in your circle of influence, and again they're like, hey, can you help me? Hey, I'm going through this, whatever they're going through, which can be, something like a crisis, some sort of crisis that they're in. And this is, again, where you can be the rock star, you can be the hero, and your popularity is just growing here in April and May, big time. Pluto stations retrograde on the 24th, yay. Saturn stations retrograde on the 29th, yay. And then, of course, Saturn is coupling with that South Node on the 30th, on July 4th, and September 27th. Now, this is the karma that I'm talking about this month with Pluto and Saturn in that South Node opposing the North Node, is we're all being tested here. It's great that they're going retrograde because it's going to give you the opportunity to digest all the lessons that you've been learning since Saturn actually went into Capricorn on winter solstice, December 2017. And now it's time to integrate what you're learning and what's being shown to you. So for those of you open for love, available for love, well, you do have Venus and Mercury and Neptune in the area of true love and romance until they both move into Aries on the 17th and the 20th. That is an area of fun for you. It can also lighten things up when we're dating and having fun with others. And with Uranus in the area of other people and relationships, that can bring exciting people into your life. They don't necessarily stay very long. However, they can inject some life and liveliness that brings excitement. So it's still valuable. It's just not necessarily long term, but it's still valuable because they can bring something to you that makes your life better. For those of you coupled, you may find that your partner needs help from you, or that your partner is going through something around the 22nd and need your support. And this is where you can be the rock star, the superhero, and be available for others. It's like you can just swoop in the 11th hour and fix things. And bam, everybody's like, whoa, how did you do that? Wow. And that's where you're like, whoa, I do have a lot of power. You do. Money looks excellent. And so it is about making right choices. And it is about being patient with the process, because it's not about overnight get rich quick schemes or getting there fast. It is about whatever your goal setting is, it will bear fruit. And doing the work and being there for others is like the payoff is coming, and it's coming your way, and it's coming in here in April, late April, and May, where you're going to see that the reward for your hard work and your patience is paying off. But it is important to focus on what you value now. What is your core values now? That's the message. Career, you're a rock star. You're a total rock star at career. At the job, whether you own the business or you work for a company, you can really be so helpful, and other people are really looking up to you this month, which is awesome. Spiritually, this is a most important time for you, especially at that Libra full moon, to be meditating, to not get caught up in the negative ego, but the healthy ego and the soul, and doing what's right for you, and reframing any negative self-talk that's going on in there. I know it can get kind of challenging because you get Saturn in that area, and so it can just, very easy to get caught up in the negativity. You got to let that go and focus on the glass half full. Focus on what you want to manifest in your life. Envision where you want your life to go. North Node in Cancer, in the area of your spirituality. Libra moon, full moon, in the area of working behind the scenes and completing things. This is a good time for you to complete projects, complete anything that you've been working on, complete unfinished karma. This is a wonderful time for you to complete it. Let it go and release yourself from the past. Release yourself from the old outworn structures that don't serve you anymore, that don't bring you what you want, so that you can soar higher, so that you can be that rock star, that superhero that I see in here in April and May. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, sharing my videos. Scorpio, you're rocking awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It helps to support the channel, and it lets you know when I upload. And feedback here in the comments section. I will respond to you. Or you're welcome to hit me up on Facebook. So until next time, Scorpio, you've got power, magic power. Use your power, your superpowers, to manifest